Hey, what's up, y'all? Let's talk about console modeling and why you're not doing it. Because, like, I would bet you're not doing it. You specifically, you're probably not doing it. If you are doing it and I'm wrong, put it in the comments. There won't be any comments. There's never any comments. But I am curious if anyone's actually using it, because every time that I work with anybody, no one ever knows what this is. It is the easiest way to make your shit sound better. Right? And I just went, I had this thought this morning, like, is anybody even out there telling people what this is or how to use it and stuff? And I'm like, so I hit up YouTube and there's not much going on telling anybody what this is, how to use it. The few examples I did see use the same stuff I use, which is Slate Digital. And they were they were okay, but they were wrong. Kind of. They weren't using the plugin right, A/B testing right. You trying to figure out what this is, listening to one instrument is kind of difficult versus a whole mix like we're about to. I'm gonna A/B all this stuff for you. The consoles, we're gonna get at it, dude. This is gonna be fun. But I mean, I even heard somebody say oh yeah, it's not that big a deal. You're gonna spend $100 and something for the virtual consoles plugin, and it's not gonna make your stuff sound all that much better. I'm sitting there are you fucking kidding me? This makes your stuff sound so much better. So let's get to it. Let's just get right to it, dude. So what we're talking about is a plugin that you put right on your channel, and we're listening to, this is an artist named Nosebora, Nosebora. Check him out. This track is called Isn't It a Shame? This is a remaster. Basically, this track's already out there. You can go hear the current version. And I'm doing a little bit of remaster stuff. And it's a good time to show this because there's not a lot of things, that you can do to a 2-track already mixed thing. If you're, a pro mastering engineer and you've got 6 figures worth of shit in front of you, dude, all the right pull tech and all the stuff, you've got some tools available to you. As in the box, kind of normal people, that might have a little bit of side gear, but mostly in the box, we don't have that many options. There's not many things that you can just put on an entire mix. It's going to make it sound better. So a virtual console is one of those things. I think I just called it a console. But so a virtual console is one of those things. Why? Well, let's think about what's a console in the first place. Let's back up our program material. A console, let me just flip my interface here. A console is one of those things that looks like this. Channels, pans, and lots of knobs and stuff. You see them in all the studios, you've seen them all your life. And what's cool about them is as you put each one of your instruments, or things through these channels, they all kind of mix together a little bit because it's not a perfect world. It's not digital. It's not this, these things, it's electricity. And things bleed. One might be a little strong or whatever, and so you end up with a color, a flavor, to where even multiple units of the same console will sound different. No 2 consoles are kind of ever alike, just because it's an organic thing that's happening. And so we're capturing that with these virtual console models. So let me flip it back around. And because we don't need to see my console. This is coming through the virtual mix rack plugin from Slate. Now let me say real quick, I've been with Slate for a decade using this stuff at least. I only spend $150 a year. I'm not paid by Slate to say any of this shit, by the way. I've been saying it forever too. It's all I ever pay in plugins. This package, the all access thing, has everything you could ever possibly want. For just doing music. So especially for a beginner, and if you're learning and stuff, there's no better way because you instantly get all the tools, all of them, and they all have great presets. It's such a great way to learn and make your stuff sound better. But so virtual consoles will definitely make your stuff sound just a little bit better. And that's what mixing and making music that sounds good, that's what it's about. get your source material, whether it's a microphone and you're singing, have a good audio interface. They're all good now. You know, this is easy stuff. Get a decent microphone, decent interface, Logic, anything else, Ableton, and bam, you've got a decent signal, you know. And so whether you're recording your guitar, your voice, or whatever it is, record it well, make sure your source material's good. If you're using like drum plugins and stuff, all the plugins sound phenomenal anymore. You don't have to do much of anything to them. So let's run them through an analog console, and we do that so we can get like some of that analog goodness. And so I'm gonna A/B. I'm gonna turn my console on and off. And granted, this is just a full mix. It's already mixed. It already sounds pretty good. But as you'll see, this is gonna make it sound a little bit better. And the combination of, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 things, and it's gonna sound a lot better. So let's listen to this mix. Again, this is No Spora. Isn't it a shame? Go check it out. So I'm gonna get the volume up to full, and I'm gonna start turning it just on and off. And what you're listening for, it's like an effect of kind of putting like a sock on the mix and taking it off and putting it back and taking it off. And so you might feel a little more bright, a little more pump, a little more, you know, excitement to it is how I interpret it. Definitely listen on something that's decent. These are DT770s. And I don't feel or hear it nearly as much as I do as, you know, the full-size speakers in my room. I have got Event ASP8s and JBL LSR 301s and dual subs. And so it's a full experience, and I really feel it there. Even on the headphones, DT770s is what I have, I think I just said. Still, you can get it. So make sure you're listening on something that you're familiar with, and comfortable with, and that way you'll have a better chance at actually catching this stuff. We've got a full mix to A/B with, as opposed to a single instrument, so it's going to be a bit easier to tell the difference. So let's do it. This is our channel. The channel ones are black, the Mixbuss ones are gray. You know, use these for groups or your master, use these for the channels. So we don't need to be looking at that. We can get rid of that and turn this up. Right now we're on, let's turn it off. Sounds pretty good. On. Oh, you hear that? Let's turn it off. And on. Yeah. So what we're utilizing here is the group bypass. If you see a demo where people are just turning the channel strip on and off, don't pay attention. That's not the right demo. Because all these channel strips, they're all grouped together to act as one console. That's what this group control is here. So from top to bottom, we have a nice analog style meter. We can dial that in even further with this little screw down there. If it's off, we can, you know, twist that and give a different up down with the level. So then we have standard little input output knob. Those are synced, so as you bring one down it raises the other, which is nice, but you can dial in your level just perfect with that. Below that is a 6-choice selector. That's our consoles: the Neve, the Trident, the RCA, it's like an old broadcast all tube console, the SSL 4000 G and E, and then we have an API console. 6 consoles to choose from. This knob to the left is our drive, how hard we're gonna drive it, and I drive them, as should you. You should do everything I do. And then we're also grouped. We have this in a group here. So if I were to like open up this one over here, we'll see, like I can't hit the thing right, but we'll see that this is in group 1. If I make a change on either one of these, you can see the other one is reflecting that change for sure. If we change consoles, whatever it might be. So we definitely want to utilize that little group function, and we do. So you can hear So you can hear like pretty easily the on-off is pretty obvious what we're doing. So let's test some other consoles. So what I hear when I go from the Neve to the SSLE is really in from the Neve to everything else. The Neve is giving me more in like the lower mid-range area of what's going on. So listen for that as I go between the two SSLs and the Neve. So they'll earn their place in time, falling victims to the grind. And we know too much to learn of our slavery to the need. We just calmly wait our turn till the monster needs to flee. And to me, every time I do it, it's pretty obvious. I could go through the others, but it's going to have the same effect. The Trident one on the right usually has a different thing happening in the top end for me. I've never used the radio style console. And the API just kind of falls flat for me, kind of a little bit. But that's why I always end up on the Neve, it seems like. But it's such a great sounding console. Now, before we go, we'll turn on the Overstayer as well, a little bonus content for you. Bum, 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 bum. Now, what is an Overstayer, you may ask? The Overstayer is one of the most magical things in my toolbox. You can check them out at overstayer.com. I think is like they have a website. This is a hardware thing that is awesome out in the world. And then Softtube made it a plugin, which was so good for me. So what is it doing? It's like a harmonic exciter, saturator, distortion kind of a thing. I don't want to try and say what it does because nothing I say can really do it justice. So I'm gonna turn it on. Logic has a little like a little stutter when you turn things on and off, so I'm gonna just turn the knob up. So let's hear what this does. Let's back up some. Hear that? That's nice. Out. Yeah. You can try and that's mixing. Tiny little things that make your sound like a little bit better, right? And so hopefully that was like a useful look at virtual consoles for you. I mean, it's totally easy as can be and makes your stuff sound that much better. And even when there's very few things you can do, like imagine if this whole entire mix every channel had gone through the virtual console. Like, dude, it would sound just a little bit better still. So that's where it's at. Get after it. See you next one. Cheers.